Hey guys, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Today I want to talk about what you should never ever fucking text a girl. Well, there's a few situations where you can, but most of the time it's a horrible thing to text a girl because it is going to seem really lazy, unmasculine. It's asking way too much of her, usually too quickly, and the reasons why you're doing it are really fucking stupid. So what is this text? If you text a girl, text me. Text me tomorrow, text me, she's on a trip and you're like, okay, well, text me when you get back, text me when you get off work. I've seen guys do this a lot. I've done it myself. It's especially bad if you're doing it like to ask for a date, like text me when you want to go out. No, this is just dog shit. Do not put the woman in the lead. The two biggest weaknesses of this is that you are putting her in the leader role and it's too much compliance too quickly. Now, I know the motivation behind trying to get girls to do this. It's really cool if you can get her to invest. Hey, text her tomorrow. She texts you, hey, good morning, hey, how are you? That is not gonna work unless one of two things. There's a very specific context for her to text you, like, hey, let's go out tonight. Okay, cool, I'm not exactly sure what time I'm gonna get off, but it should be after like 7. And you're like, okay, cool, that's fine. Text me when you get off work and then we'll meet. Okay. That makes sense, right? You're not gonna text her every hour. Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? So that fits in that situation. Or if you have a lot of investment from her, maybe you've been dating her and seeing her for a while, then you say, hey, text me, when you're free this week, or let me know when you're free this week. Well, that's a bit different. Let's say you're finishing a conversation and she's like, hey, I'm gonna be in an area where, I don't have a lot of service or something. And you can say, okay, just text me when you get to a better area or something. But even then, in that situation, I would only keep it to the contextual side of like, text me when you get off work so we can meet, right? Or text me when you get back from this thing and so then we can talk. Unless it's that situation, you shouldn't be asking girls to text you because it puts too much of an onus on her. And even though it feels good that a girl is gonna text you first, because it's pretty much just a self-esteem thing, like, okay, she texted me first. But what you're doing is you're sacrificing control for pleasure. And you should always be aiming for control when it comes to being a man. And women instinctively know this, I think, because I've tried this so many times and it fails a lot of the time because I think deep down the woman is like, why do I have to be in charge? I remember once specifically, I met this girl through social circle. I should have fucked her that night, but then we eventually started texting and then we wanted to get a date. She's like, oh, but I'm on vacation and I'll get back on this, I'm on vacation or something. And I said, okay, text me when you get back. And I showed a friend that, he's like, why don't you just ask her when she's getting back from vacation? And I was like, well, I didn't want to be too like chasing. And then I realized how fucking stupid it is. Hey, when you get back from vacation? Oh, on this date. Okay, now I know. We can talk a few days and then time passes and then I just wait for the fucking, when she gets back. I wait for the day after. Hey, how was your vacation? Oh, it was good, da-da-da. Oh, awesome, cool. Well, why don't we hang out? There we go, so much more simple. But because I'm looking for, or you're looking for when you're sending these kind of stupid ass texts, is you're looking for the pleasure of her texting you first because you want to finally let go of control because there's a lot of responsibility and a lot of stress that comes with having to be the one to start things all the time. And I totally get it. I understand. Sometimes we want to be lazy. Sometimes we want to feel like she's the one chasing us and it kind of gets exhausting and it really hurts our self-esteem and our ego and our pride if we're constantly taking the lead and ends up not working. It's so much easier to just be like, hey, just text me. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna wait for her to text me. But then it never fucking happens. Rarely happens. Women don't wanna take the leadership role. That's not how the sexual dynamic is gonna work. No matter what your protests are philosophically or politically, that's just not what women wanna do. By and fucking large. So you should be the one taking charge. Don't ask girls to text you. In any instance where you need that, you want that to happen, you can just be the one to text her. So let's say you're having a conversation and you want to know when you can see her this week. Don't just be like, well, hey, let me know when you want to hang out sometime. No, bad. Just ask her what her fucking schedule is. Hey, I want to hang out with you this week. When are you free? Take charge. You're the fucking man. Lead things. Why are you asking her to text you tomorrow? You text me when you wake up. The only time you would ever do something like this is if you hung out with a girl and she's heading home. It's nice and polite and cute, and I've done this before and it works actually 90% of the time. Tell her, text me when you get home, text me that you get home safe. That's sweet. That's very masculine. It's very chivalrous, but not in like a lame way, in a kind of like a cool, protective, hot, sexy way. where you're like, text me when you get home, and they'll usually be like, hey, I got home, thank you for such a great night. That's good. But don't just be like, you're texting her and then be like, hey, text me tomorrow. No, why? Why does she need to text you? You guys are just fucking talking. Having text conversations is fun, and it's nice to talk to a woman. But your main prerogative when it comes to texting is to get her on a date. Texting is just used to maintain and then to set up logistics. So setting up logistics is getting the time and the place of the date and the day. And then maintaining is just having conversations so that she kind of still feels somewhat relevant. Because if too much time goes past and you're not talking to her, you can have the effect of like, oh, he's so cool and he's so busy and he doesn't need to talk to me. There's an effect of that, but there's also the effect of, I guess he forgot about me. And I've had that happen where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm being cool, I'm not texting her, and then weeks go by and it's like, where'd he go? And then I text her and she doesn't respond. And the obvious logic was that I just slowly faded away from memory. She just fucking forgets because there's another guy who's being more aggressive and more masculine and he's trying to lead the interaction towards seeing her, okay? So don't be her texting buddy, asking her to text you tomorrow. If she's somewhere like on vacation, just be like, when do you fucking get back? Oh, I get back in 2 weeks. Cool. Then you just talk to her over those next 2 weeks, intermittently, like one day you talk, 2 days you don't talk, whatever. Then when she gets back, you know the date. So then the day of, be like, oh, are you excited to come back? Yeah. Well, hey, let's set up a date this week. Usually when girls get back from things though, you want to give her like a day or two to kind of like settle in. You don't want to be like immediately trying to get her because she was just on a vacation. And sometimes people need vacations from vacations. So they need to like a day to kind of settle back into their life and then set up their schedule. When she gets off work, yeah, it's kind of like you guys are texting. She's like, hey, I have to go to work. And you'd be like, oh, text me when you finish. What the fuck? You're not her fucking texting buddy. Like, the only reason you should be asking what time she gets off work is, well, you should ask when she gets off work so you can set something up. But you shouldn't tell her, text me to get off work. It's fucking lame. When do you want to go out? No. You should always be the one who's asking for the schedule. You should be the one who is setting up the date proactively. Just, I want to see you. When are you free? What's your schedule like? What day is best for you? Figure it out. Boom. Set it in your fucking calendar. Got it. That simple. So stop texting girls. Text me, text me, text me. It's fucking lame. Texting is only used to maintain rapport and to set up dates. Cool. Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video teaching you to not do dumb shit over text because most of you fucking suck at it. Follow me on Instagram where you can send me screenshots of your text message conversations and show me how dog shit you are at texting, and I'll help you with it and fix it for you because it's something that everyone struggles with, even guys who are really, really good with girls in person, but for some reason when it comes to the written word, they suck dick. Okay, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you soon.